Join me and my son Eli on our 7-day cruise aboard the world's largest cruise ship, Icon of the Seas, where thanks to a canceled port, we will have 5 whole sea days to explore this monstrosity of a ship, as well as visit the ports of Phillipsburg, St. Martin, and Ponce, Puerto Rico, a brand new port for cruise visitors. Well, our trip started out not so great, with a 2-hour layover in Atlanta turning into a 12-hour layover with nowhere to sleep but the floor. The Atlanta airport is great and they have a lot of bench seating with no arm rails in the middle, but we walked what seemed like the entire airport and all of those spaces were taken. So I sat up and Eli got comfortable here on the floor. We finally made it to Miami, but the problem was it was 2 hours after checkout time for the hotel reservation I had made for the night before. We decided to risk it and go and see if they'd let us shower and change before time to check in for our cruise. It's Embarkation Day for Icon of the Seas. I really had to muster that excitement up because it has been a heck of a day. Well, ever since yesterday. So I have checked into our hotel at the Intercontinental here in Miami for 2 whole hours. And that's because although I did book my flight and hotel the day before my cruise, the reason that I always suggest doing that a day ahead is because there were delays. And you never know when there's going to be delays. And in our case, it was like a 12-hour delay where we basically had to sleep at the airport. There were no mini pods available to rent to sleep in, and there were no spaces. We walked all through the airport. There were so many delays that people were sleeping everywhere. So Eli camped out on the floor a little bit, and I just sat in the chair and did the best that I could. I got a little neck pillow propped up on a backpack and, dozed off a few times here and there. But anyways, after multiple delays, we finally made it in Miami. And luckily, I had called the hotel to request a late checkout at 2 o'clock. And they did let me check in at 12 o'clock noon just so we could shower and freshen up. So we're going to get on Icon with no sleep. But hey, look at the view from this room we got to enjoy for 2 hours. I think that's Icon in the distance there. Not sure what the other ship, I think that may be World America next to it. It's really foggy and this window is dirty, but there's also a Carnival ship over there and Virgin. I don't know what ship it is, but we should pass by all of them in a minute. And there's a Ferris wheel. So anyways, this is an Intercontinental, and I am not going to have time to do a tour because we got to go. All aboard time is 3:30, and it is 2 o'clock. We got to get our luggage and get an Uber and get checked in on the ship. But it's a great hotel that I booked with points. I just really didn't get to enjoy it that much. Beautiful view. Looks like it has a rooftop bar, and the room was really nice. For what we used it for. So without further ado, let's go see Icon of the Seas, the world's biggest cruise ship. I'm super excited. Eli is not talking very much right now, but don't worry. I'm going to have him all in these vlogs. He's mad right now because he's hangry and he hadn't had enough sleep. But all that will melt away, I'm sure, as soon as we step one foot on Icon of the Seas. Are you excited yet?
Yeah.
How excited are you? A lot? You look excited. You're so cute. So what you're not seeing at this point is that Eli was getting super annoyed with me. Like the whole vlogging thing was just annoying him to no ends. Now he knew ahead of time that we were going to be vlogging this cruise and he promised he was going to be a good sport. But what you're about to see is the Instagram versus reality side of vlogging with a teenager. Come on, Eli, please.
What?
All right, are you ready?
I'm not doing this.
Now you're about to see me lay on some really thick mom guilt. Okay, we are walking on to Icon right now. Eli doesn't want to do the vlogs, so I'm going to try to work around that. But it's really colorful. I'm excited. Okay, so none of that worked. Not even a little bit. Just act like you're excited.
What? I am, but I just want to be
And then to make matters worse, as we were walking on the ship, there were more people videoing and vlogging, blocking his entrance. If he could have punched them, he definitely would have. And now, finally, we were on board, and this is the Pearl. The Pearl is located on Deck 5 and leads up to Deck 6 into the Pearl Cafe, which is an included restaurant on Icon where you can get breakfast items and specialty coffee that's a lot less expensive than Starbucks, by the way, which is located right here across the way. This is 1400 Lobby Bar, one of 18 bars aboard Icon of the Seas, 10 of which are new to Royal Caribbean. This is the first time I've ever seen escalators on a ship. The escalators go from Deck 5 down to Level 4, where the casino is. There's also new elevator technology on Icon, just like on MSC's newer ships, where you press the floor you want to go to and it tells you what elevator to enter. Now, of course, we had to go straight to the Windjammer buffet to cure Eli's hangry-itis. And I gotta say, I was a little disappointed that there was no washy-washy people at the door of the Windjammer. That's one of the things, honestly, I look forward to on a Royal Caribbean ship. And also, the buffet was packed, as it usually is on Embarkation Day. There was lots of steak and seafood on this first day, including lobster tails. And looking back on this footage, I can see why I gained a few pounds during this cruise. Well, this and the pina coladas. And now it was time to check out our cabin on Deck 9. Now you'll just have to excuse this rookie mistake of me flipping my phone and filming vertically for some reason, but I will have a full cabin tour in a later video, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. This was an interior stateroom and it was guaranteed, so it was, of course, in the forward of the ship. Luckily on this trip I didn't get seasick, not enough to ruin my trip, and I found the room to be pretty spacious and loved this big walk-in closet where we had room enough to change and store our luggage. And they did separate these beds also into twin beds for us. Now, after watching our muster video on the TV, we were headed to check in at our muster station at the Royal Theatre. Okay, now time for something that was way overdue, and that was my first drink of the day. Okay, so we ate dinner at the buffet, and it was not really good. It looked really good, lots of steak and seafood, but it was not really good. As you can hear, it's really loud in here. There are so many people, so many kids. I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed. We stopped at, what's the name of this, Eli? Point and Feather. I'm at the Point and Feather bar. Eli was across the way at guest services. We're right by the Pearl, like right where we came in. And I'm having a drink. He got his app set up on his phone, and we got the internet package. And we're gonna go check out the teen club and the water slides and just see what's around. But it's really, really hectic here. Big change from the last adults-only cruise I was gonna go on. So, first drink of the day. A pirate and a coconut tree. It's gonna take a few of these to get me used to these kids again, I think. The Teens Club is called Social 020, and it's for ages 13 to 17. It's on deck 6, and you do have to walk all the way through Playmaker's Lounge to access it. So just keep that in mind. It's kind of a weird layout.
Okay, is it Ali or Eli? Eli, amazing. Okay, so I'm putting the sticker on your seat pass. That shows us that you're a teen and that you're of the right age to be in here. Every time you come in here, we're going to need you to just show us the seat pass to make sure that you are the right age to be in here. We open from 8 p.m. this evening, and on C days, we're open from 10 a.m. each day. We have activities going on in here as well as outside of here.
There are private little gaming cubby holes, as well as some fun interactive games inside of the social club. There's also a whiteboard right inside the door that lists the daily activities. This is updated every morning. There's also foosball, because of course there is. And there are these cool little seating areas so the kids can sit with their group of new friends, as well as this really cool space where you could also play tunes and jam out with your friends. Do kids say jam out anymore? Whatever, you know what I mean. You can listen to music and hang out with your friends. Really cool space overall. Now let's just annoy Eli one more time, just for kicks. Turn around and give me a big grin.
No.
Come on, twirl, do something for me. Give me something to work with here. You too cool to love who you are?
I don't want to twirl.
Alright, let's go. This was cool. Now we're just exploring the ship a little bit until sail away. Let's see what we can find. There are 8 different neighborhoods on Icon of the Seas. This one is called Surfside. On the Oasis class ships, this area is known as the Boardwalk. It's where you'll find the carousel and lots of activities for younger children. So families with young kids spend a lot of time on this deck. You can also access Playmaker's Sports Bar and the Kids Club and the ice rink on this same floor. There is an arcade on this deck too, but just be aware the games are $2.50 each. Pro tip, there are some free arcade games inside Playmakers, including Pac-Man, which really made me happy. Next, we head to deck 16, where you'll find Royal Caribbean's first swim-up bar, Swimmin' Tonic. And it is a part of the Chill Island neighborhood, which spans 3 decks, 15, 16, and 17. And it houses 4 of the ship's 7 swimming pools. I also want to make note here that this was the sail away party. Very unimpressed by what we experienced there. There is also a very fun but very small dry slide located here that just takes you down to the deck below. A more fun way than taking the stairs. Next, one level down on level 15 is where you will find the Aqua Dome Marketplace. There are 5 different included food stands here. There's Feta Mediterranean, Max, which houses all different types of macaroni and cheese with different toppings, Toast and Garden, which is light fare, salads and sandwiches, Ginger, which is Asian dishes, and Creme de la Crepe, which serves crepes made to order. After Eli had his dessert, I headed to Loco Fresh because even though I had eaten at the buffet, I barely ate because honestly, it just wasn't that good and I was still hungry. So I knew that Loco Fresh was going to be a good choice because I'd had it on other ships and it did not disappoint. Loco Fresh is another included restaurant that serves Mexican food. There are some pre-made burritos and fruits and Mexican corn salad. You can also create your own nacho bowl or create your own burritos at the end of the bar. Next, we headed to deck 16 to see another neighborhood called Thrill Island. This is where you will find Category 6, the largest water park at sea with 6 record-breaking slides. You can also try the Crown's Edge, which is a bit of a zipline course that propels you over the side of the ship, over the water. I didn't get footage of that this day, but I'll show you more of that in a later video. There's also a rock climbing wall here, as well as the surf rider. Now Eli said we needed to head to the room to make a plan for the rest of the day, and I'm fairly confident what he meant here was we were going to take a nap. It had been a long day. So we're back in the room for a rest. I mean, me and Eli are both wiped. We really didn't get any sleep last night. It's really catching up to us. So we walked the ship. We walked very slowly past the sail away party. It's not one big open space on this ship. It's kind of like everything kind of surrounds the central park area, which I'm not the biggest fan of because you didn't have that big kind of sail away party vibe going on. You could hear the music everywhere. I don't know. I'm not, it's going to take me a minute to get into this vibe, number one, because I'm exhausted. We're going to try to catch up on some rest so that maybe we can go see a juggling act tonight. Eli can do the open house at the Teens Club, and maybe we can do the balloon drop tonight. It's at midnight, and we both really want to do it. In order for us to be able to participate in anything else today, we're going to have to get a little sleep. If we wake up, there will be a continuation of this video, but if not, Embarkation Day is going to be short and sweet. Oh my goodness, y'all. It is 7:30. Whoops. Looks like we fell asleep. Did I wake you up? It's 7:30, so if you want to go to the meet and greet, gotta get up and go. Gotta make the balloon drop. We gotta rally. Gotta get it together. We are gonna make that balloon drop because, I don't think I've made a balloon drop on a Royal Caribbean cruise. I think I've always been in the bed. So this will be my very first balloon drop and my third Royal Caribbean cruise. All right, let's see what we can get up to and get into on Icon of the Season. I hope it's a little less chaotic than it was when we first got on. Maybe all the kids have went to bed. I don't know, the little kids at least. So many kids, y'all, so many kids. Let me get myself together. Can I talk if there's nobody on there?
No.
There's nobody on here. Okay, so I'm going to get some coffee to wake up and he's going to see his friends.
I don't have friends.
You're going to make friends. Anyways, I'm probably going to go to the casino, guys. Let's see if we can go win some money with this free money they put on my card. Coffee in hand, I set out to explore the ship a little more because I still had 4 more hours till this dang balloon drop. One thing I always like to do is to scope out the ship to find, where my hangout spot is going to be. What pool do I want to go lay by? Where are all the hot tubs? This area turned out to be my favorite. It was on deck 17, and there was this small infinity pool right across from the bar. There was a rather large hot tub that we just passed, and there were tons of seating areas, including these kind of large bed seating areas. And look at the view coming off the elevator onto deck 17, looking over Central Park and the Swim and Tonic swim up bar. Just absolutely stunning. Next, I headed to Spotlight Karaoke for a drink and some peopling because I needed people for some more energy. The coffee helped a little bit, but I needed a little more reviving because I still had about 3 hours left.
This brother told me a secret on how to get more chicks. Put a little Medina in your glass and the girls will just go quick.
So you can keep me inside the pocket of our ripped jeans, holding me closer till our eyes meet. You won't ever be alone.
Okay, so I'm trying to find my room to meet Eli. Eli had his meet and greet at the teen club tonight, and it was going great. He stayed and met some friends, and then they played bingo, and then he called and said the kids were being weird. That's his way of saying they were doing something wrong. And apparently some of the older kids were selling nicotine patches to the younger kids, and he was like, I'm out. So I'm blessed to have a kid that is not going to participate in things that are really wrong. Little ding dong, what is it? Ding dong dash. What is it where you knock on people's doors and you run away? Ding dong ditch. He might do, but nicotine patches, he's out. So I'm meeting him in the room, and I guess we're gonna hang out. Thank God for good kids. I'm proud of you for leaving the bad kids. No nicotine patches for you. So will you tell everybody what the patches were called that they were selling?
I don't know.
You said
There was some weird name, but that's basically what they were.
Zenzel. So the older kids were selling them to the younger kids?
No.
Tell me.
No.
Okay, so he's a good kid, but snitches get stitches, so he's not willing to say it on camera. He doesn't want to participate in that part of the YouTube. So anyways, we're going to hang out, I guess. So I'll take it however I can get it. We're almost to the balloon drop. What time is it?
Like 11 or close to it.
We're close. Tell everybody what the teen club meet and greet was like. Did you play like get to know you games or anything like that? You did? Did you meet some kids that you liked?
Like a couple.
You think you'll hang out with them some more tomorrow?
That's what I'm gonna do.
Oh, you're gonna leave me again? I thought we were hanging out. You got me to meet you at the room. We're not hanging out? Okay, so he's about to look for something for us to eat. And I guess he's gonna ditch me again. But you're gonna come to the balloon drop, right?
Well, everyone will be there.
Literally everyone will be there, so I guess we'll be there because literally everyone will be there. Look, I know some of you are probably cringing watching this, but you know.
Very much.
You're a good sport. I love you for participating. I'm going to bring Eli along. Like one of these days, Eli's going to be cruise vlogging right along with me. He's not going to be embarrassed by every little thing that I do. You think that day will come? No. Forever, I'll be cringy mom. Okay, we're going to make it to the balloon drop, and I'm going to show you guys what that's like. And we'll get to experience it together for the first time.
Shut up and
raise up their right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. State your name. Do promise to have a great cruise. Make sure your vocal cords are all warmed up. Let's count it down in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, this part was a bit much. Okay, after that intense sensory overload, last step of the night, late night pizza, because that's what one must do when on a cruise. So we headed to Sorrento's, which is also an included dining spot on Royal Caribbean, to grab a couple of slices of pepperoni pizza before finally hitting the sack for good. Okay, guys. Day 1 on Icon of the Seas is a wrap. It's almost 1 a.m. I'm in contact with Eli. He had like 30 minutes after the ball dropped to hang with his friends, and he's got a couple of minutes to get back to the room. He says he's on his way. The teen curfew on Icon of the Seas is 1 a.m. We are wore out. Now, the goal is to get up at the butt crack of dawn, well, for Mom anyways, and secure us some pool chairs by one of the pools. I found a spot I really like on deck 17. And I hate that culture of going and throwing your crap on chairs and saving them all day even though you're not there. But if you don't participate in that, you don't get a chair. And normally, I just don't really care about a chair if I'm by myself. But he really wants to do the water slides and hang out at the pool tomorrow. And so I'm bound and determined to get us a spot somewhere where we can chill out and just have a day outside tomorrow on the ship. Because these water slides look so fun. I don't know if I've mentioned this before or not, but we only have 2 ports on this cruise. Some of the ports got rearranged. Initially, it was supposed to go to San Juan, Labadee, Haiti, and St. Martin, but Labadee was canceled. I think there's some unrest in the area, and Royal Caribbean has just decided that it is unsafe, even though Labadee is an island that's kind of separated from the rest of Haiti. They've still deemed it just not worth the risk. So that excursion has been canceled, and they've given everyone onboard credit in replacement of that port. Now, since we got the cheapest cabin, an inside cabin, our amount is only $75, but hey, it's $75. So we are going to have 5 days on the ship. They changed San Juan to Ponce, Puerto Rico, and then we have St. Martin, which I am excited about. I think I'll at least get to have a beach day there. I'm not so sure about Ponce because I'm not finding a whole lot of information on it. I've seen a couple of people on the Facebook group say that there is a beach that some of them are going to, so we'll see what happens. But tomorrow is a sea day. The balloon drop was fun. The festivities leading up to the balloon drop way more fun than the actual balloon drop, because I wanted to get a prime spot, so we were right in the middle, and oh my gosh, when the balloons drop, everybody's popping them, and you're just in this mass of people, and we were right in the center, and there were just kids screaming all around me, and balloons popping, and the music was going, and I was like, ah, somebody help me. I'm thinking about the time in my head, and my kid's not back. So I'm fixing to wrap this up and go find Eli. Eli may be grounded on Icon of the Seas tomorrow. But anyways, I know he's not in any trouble. He's a good kid. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in. And as always, if you've liked anything in this video, found anything helpful, useful, or just plain entertaining, please hit that like button, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. Because I do plan on vlogging every day of this cruise. And I have some great cruises coming up in the future also that you're not going to want to miss. Until next time, as always, happy cruising. There he comes doing the walk of shame. You're late, buddy. Walk of shame. Walk of shame.